Hello everyone, welcome to premiermath. Today I am going to solve CAT 2024 slot 1 previous year questions. We will be solving majority of the questions using logic and concept. In the coming days I will update you 2017 to 2024 PVQs. So let's start the session.
An amount of rupees 10,000 is deposited in bank A for certain number of years at simple interest of 5% per annum. On maturity, the total amount received is deposited in bank B for another 5 years at a simple interest of 6% per annum. If the interest received from bank A and bank B are in the ratio 10 is to 13, then the investment period in years in bank A is. Here first find the interest rate received from bank A and bank B. Here in bank A, rate is 5%. That is, for 1 year it is 5% of the investment. Then for T years it is T times 5% of the investment. Here investment in bank A is equal to 10,000. So T5 percentage of 10,000 is equal to percentage and double zero cancel. 5T into 100 is equal to 500T. Now, interest received from bank B is, for 1 year it is 6% of the investment. Then for 5 years it is 6 into 5, 30% of the investment. Here investment means maturity amount from bank A. Maturity amount from bank A means initial investment of bank A is 10,000 plus interest received from bank A is 500T. Now this is the maturity amount. So 30% of maturity amount means 30% of 10,000 is equal to percentage and double zero cancel. 30 into 100 is equal to 3,000 plus 30% of 500T means percentage and double zero cancel. 30 into 5 is 150. So 150T. So this is the interest received from bank B. Now take the ratio. 10 by 13 is equal to 500T divided by 3000 plus 150T. If you cross multiply, 13 into 500T is equal to 6500T. Here we have 10 into 150T is equal to 1500T. So 6500T minus 1500T is equal to 5000T, which is equal to 10 into 3000, 30,000, which means T is equal to, here triple zero and K cancel, 5 goes 6 times in 30. So T is equal to 6 years. Option C is your answer. Ashok wants to sell certain quantity of grains. It sell half the quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the first customer. Then it sell half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the second customer. Finally, when the shop sell half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the third customer, there are no grains left. The initial quantity in kilogram of grains is. Here this is like reverse calculation. Reverse calculation. So represent this 3 transaction with 3 boxes. Here this is first transaction, second transaction and third transaction. Here when the shop sell half the remaining quantity. So take this last remaining quantity as x kilogram. That is after second transaction, this shopkeeper is left with x kilogram and he is transferring this x kilogram to the third customer. So when the shop sell half the remaining quantity, which is x by 2 and additional 3 kilogram to this third customer, there are no more grains left, which means he's transferring this entire x kilogram to this third customer. That's why he's left with no more grains. So I can represent this third box as last remaining quantity x. He's transferring this x as x by 2 plus 3 kilogram, means this 3 represent x by 2. 3 represent half of this box. So x by 2 is equal to 3 means x is equal to 6 kilogram. Now take this first remaining quantity as y kilogram and first initial quantity as z kilogram. So this first box represent z kilogram and the second box represent first remaining quantity y kilogram. That is, after the first transaction, the shopkeeper is left with y kilogram and he is transferring part of this y kilogram to the second customer and he is transferring it as half of y plus additional 3 kilogram. So he is transferring part of y as y by 2 plus 3 kilogram, and then he is left with 6 kilogram. After transferring part of y to the second customer, he is left with 6 kilogram. So I can say y by 2 plus 3 plus 6 kilogram represent y, because here he is transferring y by 2 plus 3 to the second customer. Then he is left with 6 kilogram, means y by 2 plus 3 plus 6 represent y kilogram. So y here is equal to y by 2 is 9, means y here is equal to 18. Now initially he is left with z kilogram, and he is transferring half of the quantity, that is z by 2 plus additional 3 to the first customer, which means here he is transferring this z kilogram as z by 2 plus 3 kilogram. Then he is left with 18 kilogram. After giving z by 2 plus 3 to the first customer, he is left with 18 kilogram, which means z by 2 plus 3 plus 18 represent z. Then z by 2 is equal to 21, means z is equal to 42. So option D is your answer. Here also you can write it as, in the third process, third transaction, here x represent x by 2 plus 3, means x is equal to 6 kilogram. Now in the second process, he transferring y to this part of y to the second customer. So y minus y by 2 plus 3. He is transferring y by 2 plus 3 to the second customer. Then he is left with 6 kilogram, which means here y minus y by 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. Then here if you transfer minus 3 to RHS, y minus y by 2, y by 2 is equal to 9, then y is equal to 18 from this. Then from the first transaction, here he is left, initial quantity with him was z kilogram. So he is giving z by 2 plus 3 to the first customer. So z minus z by 2 plus 3 gives you first remaining quantity 18, which means here z by 2 represent 21, means z is equal to 42 from this. So in this way you can also calculate. Suppose x1, x2, x3 to x100 are in arithmetic progression such that x5 is equal to minus 4 and 2x plus 2x9 equal to x11 plus x13. Then x100 equals, here arithmetic progression means difference between consecutive terms are equal. Here x2 minus x1 is d, means x3 minus x2 is also d. That is, difference between consecutive terms are equal, means this is in arithmetic progression. Here 2x6 plus 2x9 is equal to x11 plus x13 means x6 plus x9 is equal to x11 plus x13 divided by 2. Since these are in arithmetic progression, x11 plus x13 divided by 2 means average of these two numbers. So average of these two numbers is the middle number, which means x12. So here x6 plus x9 is x12. We got it from the average concept. Consider this is the fifth term. Fifth term is minus 4. Then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 11, 12 and 13 to up to 100 term. Here sum of x11 plus x13 divided by 2 means this is x12th term. That is 12th term is equal to sum of 6th term plus sum of 9th term. Here, as these are in AP, arithmetic progression, difference between each term take it as D. So, 6th term I can write it as minus 4 plus D. Then 9th term I can write it as minus 4 plus difference between 9th and 5th term, which is 4D. So, minus 4 plus D plus minus 4 plus 4D equal to 12th term. 12th term I can write it as minus 4 plus difference between 12th and 5th term is equal to 12 minus 5, 7D. So if you solve this, minus 4 plus minus 4 is minus 8. minus 8 plus 5d equal to minus 4 plus 7d. From this, d is equal to 5d minus 7d is minus 2. Here minus 4 plus 8 is equal to 4. So 2d is equal to minus 4 means d is equal to minus 2. If d is equal to minus 2, we have to find out 100 term. 100 term is equal to x 100 is equal to minus 4 plus difference between 100th term and 5th term, which is equal to 100 minus 5, 95d. Then from this, 100 term is equal to minus 4 plus 95 into minus 2, which is equal to minus 190 plus minus 4, minus 194. So option, so option B is your answer. Two places A and B are 45 kilometers apart and connected by a straight road. Anil goes from A to B while Sunil goes from B to A. Starting at the same time, they cross each other in exactly 1 hour 30 minutes. If Anil reaches B exactly 1 hour 15 minutes after Sunil reaches A, speed of Anil in kilometer per hour is. Here clearly speed of Sunil is greater than speed of Anil, because Anil take lot more time than Sunil to cover the same distance. And here difference between these two places A and B is 45 kilometer. And will start from A to B while Sunil start from B to A, and their time of meet is 1.5 hours after their start. So time of meet means difference between these two people is 45 kilometer divided by their relative speed. As they are traveling in opposite direction, their relative speed is sum of their speeds. So sum of speed of Anil and speed of Sunil is equal to 45 divided by 1.5, which is 30 kilometer per hour. Now from this data and from the option, we can find the answer. Here we have to find speed of Anil, which is less than speed of Sunil. But here 16 plus 14 give you 13. And this is not possible because speed of Anil is greater than speed of Sunil. And here also 18 plus 12 only give you 30, which is not possible because here speed of Anil is greater than speed of Sunil. But either B or C can be your answer. 14 plus 16 is possible and 12 plus 18 is possible. But I will choose option C as the difference between 12 and 18 is 6, which is larger compared to difference between 14 and 16, which is only 2. So I will choose larger difference, because here Anil take 1 hour 15 minutes more than Sunil to cover the same distance. So here you can choose time difference. Time difference between Anil and Sunil is 1.25 hours. So with this data, you can verify this option C. Here, time taken by Anil is equal to 45 divided by 12 minus time taken by Sunil is 45 divided by 18, which is clearly 1.25 hours. So with this data, you can verify your answer. The surface area of a closed rectangular box which is inscribed in a sphere is 846 square centimeter, and the sum of the length of all its edges is 144 centimeter. The volume in cubic centimeter of the sphere is. Here, this is like a rectangular box, or you can consider it as a room inside inscribed in a circle. Now, diameter of this rectangular box or diameter of this room is same as diameter of this sphere. Here this is breadth and this is length and this is height of this rectangular box. Then diameter is equal to root of L square plus B square plus H square. So we have to find it from this data. Here surface area of this box is 2 times LB plus BH plus LH, which is 846. Then LB plus BH plus LH is equal to 423. And here sum of all its edges. There are 4 height, 4 length and 4 breadth. So 4 times L plus B plus H is given as 144. Then L plus B plus H is equal to 36. Now from this we can find diagonal. That is here 36 square minus 2 times LB plus BH plus LH is equal to L square plus B square plus H square. Then root of 36 square minus 846 will give you root of diagonal root of L square plus B square plus H square, which is equal to root 450. 450 is 2 times 225, which means diagonal is equal to 15 root 2. If diagonal is 15 root 2, then radius is equal to 15 root 2 divided by 2, which is 15 by root 2. From this, volume of sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, which is equal to 4 by 3 into pi into r cube is equal to 15 cube. 15 into 15 square divided by root 2 cube is equal to 2 root 2. Now 2 goes 2 times in 4. So 2 root 2 goes root 2 times in 4. Now 3 goes 5 times in 15. 15 square is 225. 225 into 5 is greater than 1000. Which means here greater than 1000 is B in B and D. But here root 2 is with us. So option B is your answer. A glass is filled with milk. Two-thirds of its content poured out and replaced with water. If this process of pouring out two-thirds of the content and replacing with water is repeated 3 more times, then final ratio of milk to water in the glasses. Here, I will explain this concept in 3 methods. I will explain both the shortcut and the concept as well. Shortcut means here two-thirds is a fraction. So, in this two-thirds, third represent denominator and which is the total content here. That is two-third of content means here 3 part is the total content. Total content means milk plus water. So milk plus water should be a multiple of 3 here. So 1 plus 27 is 28, not a multiple of 3. 1 plus 81 is 82, not a multiple of 3. But 1 plus 26 is 27 and 1 plus 80 is 81. So both C or D can be our answer. Either C or D can be our answer. But here it clearly two-thirds of the content replaced with water and this replacement taken place 3 more times, which means total 4 times this replacement taken. And here total part is 3 part. So this 3 also repeated 4 times because here two-thirds content replaced with water and this replacement taken place 4 times. So here this 3 also repeated 4 times, means 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81, which is in our option. 1 plus 80 is 81. So you can ignore this 27 part. So option D is our answer. That is, here two-thirds is replaced with water means remaining one-third is milk part. Two-thirds replaced with water means remaining one-third is milk part. And here this replacement taken place 4 times. So 1 by 3, the whole raised to 4 means 1 by 81. So here one part is the milk part out of this total 81 mixture. Mixture means milk plus water, which means here water is 80 part and milk is 1 part. So milk to water ratio is 1:80. So this is the shortcut here. Now if you want more explanation for this 81 liter, consider total 81 liter as the initial milk part. Now you are taking out two-thirds of this 81 from it, which is equal to 54 liter, and you are replacing this 54 liter with water. Then milk water ratio after the first replacement should be 27 as to 54. That is, after replacing this 54 liter with water, milk should be 81 minus 54, 27 part. Now here again you are replacing this 2 by 3 of mixture with water. So you're replacing 2 by 3 of this mixture with water means you are taking out 2/3 of this solution and you are replacing that with water. So to taking out two-third of the solution means actually you're taking out two-third of the milk and two-third of the water from it. So two-third of milk means which is equal to 18 liter. So 27 minus 18 is 9 liter. After the second replacement, milk part should be 9 liter. Here I'm not going to calculate the water part because initially 81 liter was the solution. And after the first replacement, final quantity of solution should be 81 liter because this is replacement. Same way, after the second replacement, final quantity should be 81 liter. So 9 plus 72 is 81 liter means water part should be 72 liter. Again, you are replacing 2 by third of the solution with water. So taking out 2/3 of the solution means you are taking out 2/3 of the milk and 2/3 of the water part. So 2/3 of the milk part means you are taking out 6 liter. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3 liter is the milk quantity after the third replacement. Then 3 plus 78 is 81. Water part should be 78 liter because this is replacement. Again you are taking out two-third of the mixture means you are taking out two-third of milk and two-third of water. So two-third of milk is equal to 2 liter. So 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 liter. After fourth replacement, milk quantity is 1 liter means water quantity should be 80 liter. 1 plus 80 is water. 1 plus 80 is 81 liter. So initially 81 liter, after the fourth replacement, it should be 81 liter as well. So in this way you can calculate. So 1 is to 80 is the milk is to water part. Now if you want more concept, here when you are taking out 2 by third of the mixture, you are taking out 2 by third of milk which is 18 liter and you are taking out 2 by third of the water which is 2 by third of 54. Now you can see you have already taken out 18 liter and 36 liter, total 54 liter. So you have to add 2 by third of total mixture, that is 54. So if you look at this is 54 liter, 2 by third of total mixture. 18 plus 36 is equal to 54. Now if you take this sum, this is equal to 18 liter total. Minus 18, minus 36 plus 54 is equal to plus 18. So here 54 plus 18 is 72. So this is correct. So in this way you can look at the concept here. Now I will explain in the third method. Here two-third of the content means here if I am taking 3 liter as the initial quantity of milk. Now here 2 by third of 3 liter is taken out and replacing it with water which is 2 liter. So 2 liter is replacing it with water means after the replacement milk water quantity should be 1:2. 2 liter is replacing with water, remaining 1 liter is the milk part. Again you are taking out 2 by third of mixture means you are taking out 2 by third of milk and 2 by third of water. So you are taking out 2 by third of milk part which is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3 is equal to 1 by third. Again you are taking out 2 by third of water part. So from this 2 liter you are taking out 2 by third of 2 liter and you are replacing it with water. You are replacing the total amount taken with water. So total amount taken is equal to 2 by third of total part 3. So 2 by third of 3 is the total amount taken and you are replacing it with water. So this is the amount replacing. Now total sum here is equal to, if you look at this is 8 by 3. Then 1 by 3 is to 8 by 3 ratio is equal to 1:8. Ratio is 1:8. Again, you are taking out 2 by third of 1 which is equal to 1 minus 2 by third, which is 1 by 3. And from here, you are taking out, from this 8, you are taking out 2 by third of 8, and you are adding 2 by third of total quantity of mixture is equal to 9. 2 by third of 9. You are adding the water as 2 by third of 9. You are replacing amount of water as 2 by third of 9 here. So total sum here will be 26 by 3. So 1 by 3 is to 26 by 3 means 1 is to 26 is the ratio. Again, you are replacing. And here 26 minus 2 by third of 26 you are taking out, and you are adding 2 by third of total mixture 27. So this will become 80 by 3, which means here 1 by 3 is to 80 by 3 is equal to 1 is to 80. This is the concept. Actually, this is the actual concept. This is the basic concept. I'm not going to tell you to solve it. I'm not telling you to solve it. This is the basic concept. This is the basic idea of mixtures replacement. For any natural number n, let a_n be the largest integer not exceeding root n. Then the value of a1 plus a2 plus etc. up to a50 is. Here n is natural number. So n can be 1, 2, 3 up to 50 here. And an is largest integer not exceeding root n, means here an can be integer value of root 1, integer value of root 2, integer value of root 3, integer value of root 4, etc. up to integer value of root 50. Here for an, take integer value. Means here integer value of root 1 is 1, integer value of root 2 means root 2 is equal to 1.414, means integer value is 1. Same way integer value of root 3 is 1, integer value of root 4 is 2, and integer value of root 50 is 7, because root 49 is 7, means root 50 is 7 point something, so integer value is 7. Now we need a1 plus a2 plus etc. up to a50. Here a1 is 1, a2 is 1, a3 is 1, a4 is 2, and a50 is 7. So faster calculation, take squares, which is root 1, root 4, root 9, root 16, root 25, root 36, root 49, and we can take root 50 as well. We need up to 50. Now 1 to 4 there are 3 numbers, 4 to 9 there are 5 numbers, and 9 to 16 there are 7 numbers, and 16 to 25 there are 9 numbers, 25 to 36 there are 11 numbers, and 36 to 49 there are 13 numbers, and here we have 49 and 50, total 2 numbers. Here root 1 is 1 and root 4 is 2, root 9 is 3, here it is 4, 5, 6, 7, and here root 50 integer value is also 7. Means to calculate a1 plus a2 plus a3 etc. up to a50 is, so sum of a1 to a50 means here for 3 numbers integer value is 1. For 3 numbers integer value is 1. So 3 into 1 plus for 5 numbers integer value is 2. So 5 into 2 plus 7 numbers integer value is 3. So 7 into 3. Same way 9 into 4 plus 11 into 5 plus 13 into 6 plus here for 49 and 50 integer value is 7. So 2 into 7. Now sum of this is equal to 217. So your answer is 217. ABCD is a rectangle with side AB equal to 56, BC is 45, and E is the midpoint of side CD. Then length in centimeter of radius of incircle of triangle AD is. Here, this is rectangle ABCD, and E is the midpoint of side CD, and here this is triangle ADA, and here we have an incircle, means all these three sides of this triangle touch the circle. Now we have to find out the incircle radius R. We already know this is a right angle triangle. So incircle radius of right angle triangle is equal to perpendicular plus base minus hypotenuse divided by 2. Perpendicular plus base minus height divided by 2. Now here side AB is 56 and this is midpoint, means total side is 56, then half of the side is 28. So DE is 28. And here BC is 45. So AD is also 45. Now hypotenuse of this triangle means here this is midpoint. This is also 28. So hypotenuse of this triangle means 45 square plus 28 square. 45 square ending with 5. So there is a short trick. That is 5 square is 25 and 4 into 4 16. 16 plus 4 is equal to 20. And 28 square. 28 square is equal to, we already know it is 784. If you take the sum, this is equal to 2809. 2809. And 50 square is equal to 2500 and 60 square is equal to 3600. Now unit digit is 9, means we can take either 3 or 7. That is ending with, this number should be ending with 3 or 7. 3 square will give you 9, 7 square will give you 9. So here 50 square and 60 square. If you compare, 2809 is nearest to 50 square, not nearest to 60 square. So we can ignore 60 square and 7. So 2809 is nearest to 50 square, means ending with 3. So it must be 53. It should be 53. 53 square is equal to 2809. So hypotenuse is 53, means here radius of incircle means 45 perpendicular base is 28 minus hypotenuse 53 divided by 2. 45 plus 8 is equal to 53. So 53 and 53 cancel, remaining is 20 by 2, 10. So radius of incircle of this triangle is 10 centimeter. If the given equations have a common negative root, then the value of 2m plus 3ns. Here we have three equations. First one, second one, and third one. In the first equation we have mx, in second we have nx, and in third we have mx plus nx. So equate the first with the 3. Then x square cancel, mx cancel. Then we have nx plus 35 is 9. So nx plus 35 equal to 9 means nx here is equal to 9 minus 35, which is minus 26. Same way equate the second equation with the third one. Then x square cancel, nx cancel. Then mx plus 35 is 17. So mx plus 35 equal to 17 means mx here is equal to 17 minus 35, which is minus 18. Now put the value of nx in the second equation. Then we have x square minus 26 plus 17 equal to 0, means x square minus 0, which means x square is equal to 9. Then x here is equal to minus 3, because here we have common negative root for all these three equations. Then put the value of x as minus 3 in nx is equal to minus 26. From this, n is equal to, here minus 3, n is equal to minus 26 means n is equal to 26 by 3. And from mx is equal to minus 18, m is equal to minus 18 by minus 3 is equal to 6. M is equal to 6. So here 2m plus 3m. 2 into 6 plus 3 into 26 by 3, which is equal to 26 plus 12, which is 38. The selling price of a product is fixed to ensure 40% profit. If the product had cost 40% less and had been sold for 5 rupees less, then resulting profit would have been 50%. The original selling price in rupees of the product is here. If I'm considering the cost price of this product as 100 rupees, then the product is fixed to ensure 40% profit, means selling price must be 100 plus 40, 140 rupees, because profit here is equal to 40%. Now, if the product had cost 40% less, if the product had 40% less cost, means 100 minus 40, 60 rupees. So if the product had cost 60 rupees and had been sold for 5 rupees less, so had been sold for 5 rupees less, then the resulting profit would have been 50%, which means from the 60 rupees, the profit will be 50% if the product would have sold for 5 rupees less than the initial selling price. So 50% profit means 10% of 60 is 6 rupees. Then 50% is equal to 5 into 6, 30 rupees. So 60 plus 30, 90 rupees is the new selling price. New selling price. Which means here this 5 rupees represent difference between 140 and 90. That is, difference between old selling price and new selling price represent this 5 rupees difference. So 140 minus 90 is 50 part. 50 part represent this difference in 5 rupees. Then here 5 goes 10 times in 15. So 10 part represent 1 rupees. 10 part represent 1 rupees. Then we have to find the original selling price in rupees of the product. Here, original selling price, initial selling price was 140 part. 140 part means 140 into 1 by 10. 10 part is equal to 1 rupees means 1 part is equal to 1 by 10 rupees. So 140 into 1 by 10 means 14 rupees. So option D is your answer. Here from this 1 part is 1 by 10 rupees. Here we can't take this 5 rupees less from this 140 part, because here we took cost price as initial cost price as 100 part, then selling price must be 140 part. Here new cost price must be 60 part and new selling price must be 90 part. But here we can't subtract this 5 rupees from this 140 part. That is wrong. Here we can take 40% less from 100 part, which is 60 part, and here also you can take 50% profit from the 60 part, that is 90 part. That is right, because all these are in percentage and here this is in rupees. So we can't subtract 5 rupees from this 140 part. That is wrong. So always take the percentage format. If x is a positive real number such that 4 log x to the base 10 plus 4 log x to the base 100 plus 8 log x to the base 1000 is 13, then the greatest integer not exceeding x. Here are some formulas. Log x to the base 100, I can write it as log x to the base 10 square. Now this will become 1 by 2 log x to the base 10. Also, log x to the base 10, I can write it as log x divided by log 10. Log 10 is 1. So, our question will become 4 log x to the base 10 plus 4 log x to the base 100, means here 100 is 10 square. So, this will become 4 by 2 log x to the base 10 plus here 1000 is 10 cube. So, this will become 8 by 3 log x to the base 10, which is equal to 13. Now write log x to the base 10 in the form of log x by log 10. So 4 into log x by log 10 plus 4 log x by 2 log 10 plus 8 log x by 3 log 10 equal to 13. Now, take log x as common factor. Log x as common factor. Here log 10 will become 1. Log 1 log 10 is 1, 2 log 10 is 2, 3 log 10 is 3. Now, take log x as common factor. Then log x into 4 plus 2 plus, this will become 8 by 3 equal to 13, which means log x is equal to 13 into 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 8 by 3 is 26 by 3. So, if you transfer 26 by 3 to RHS, this will become 3 by 26. Then RHS is 3 by 2. So, log x is 3 by 2 means log x to the power 10 is 3 by 2. From this, x is equal to 10 raised to 3 by 2. X is equal to 10 raised to 3 by 2, which means x is equal to 10 raised to 1 into 10 raised to 1 by 2. That is 10 root 10. 10 root 10 is equal to root 10 is around 3.1. So 3.1 into 10 is equal to 31. So your answer is 31. We need greatest integer not exceeding x.